Holy moly, this looks really good. On today's video, we're going to look at the Comica's professional audio system WS60 mini wireless microphone setup for your DSLR cameras or your smartphone that is designed to work in large crowds of people without sacrificing any audio interference. It comes with two receivers that are powered by USB-C or 3 AAA batteries, making sure you never run out of juice. I am not using a wind muff at this point. It's a windy, rainy day and we are about 60 feet away from the receiver. What's going on, guys? So today we are going to be talking about a brand new wireless device. No, it is not this one, but this is the one I've been using. This is actually quite old. This is an old Asden. I've also been using a lot of different types of mics. You got your Rode, of course, and then you've got your other little Comica ones, and then your GoPro mics and whatnot. But no, this is not what we're talking about today. We're going to be talking about this. This is the brand new wireless setup that I've purchased for smartphone and for my DSLR. Yes, my friends, my DSLR is finally going to have a wireless setup. I've always wanted to have a way slimmer than this setup, and then Comica just came up with one. So we're gonna go open this up, review it. I already know it's gonna be awesome. Comica has definitely stepped up their game over the years. They're a big company. They've been making waves in the professional audio equipment industry. They're coming in at about 30 to 40% less than the competitors. I'm not gonna mention which competitors. Well, I've already kind of showed you guys which competitors. Not only that, they sort of like give you nice packaging pretty much with everything that you buy from them, so you don't have to sort of like get your own little cases. Everything is sort of nice, and they have really cool tripods. Now that's just a site that, holy moly, this looks really good. What I was saying is that they have these really super cool slim little tripods that are super strong, and then they hold the DSLR. So I actually think that this one actually comes with this one. So let me just get right into it. So right off the bat, we've got a very thick manual. So let's open this. And if you don't like me talking, well, you can skip ahead to the actual setup and configuration, which is where I'll show you pretty much the details. So, okay. Alright, so I think I should be able to very easily sort of plant this on my cheese plate along with the rest of this stuff on here. So you get a 12-month warranty. Actually, they've been really good. I actually had an issue with the tripod. The ball started wearing off, and they basically just sent me another one after a couple of months of using it. Very good customer service. They give you a little case for cables and whatnot. Let's just take this out. This weighs about as much as a... well, it's definitely less than this one. I mean, check out this old school wireless receiver. This one weighs maybe as much as a cell phone, maybe a little less. You have a 1/4-inch thread at the very back here. It operates on 3 AA batteries. So let's take a look at what these guys operate on. Also 3 AA. Okay, why am I kind of not too thrilled with this? Well, I mean, at this point, I would have loved to see a lithium battery in here, at least for these receivers. These are super light. We're talking like 2 of these weigh less than this one receiver. They are slightly bigger, but they are lighter. And they clearly have way more going on. 9 batteries is actually a lot, so definitely you want to probably get yourself a couple of rechargeables, and then you can have some extras in here in case they go out. This unit in Canadian dollars was $320, I think, with shipping. So in the States, it's probably maybe $220. It's definitely not an entry-level one. This is more of a professional level setup. So this comes out. It is. This becomes a tripod, and then you can put your cell phone right in here. So I'm going to use the case because I'm obviously using the phone to record, but check this out. You put your phone right against the setup. Now, it is blocking my phone here, so I think it's more so used as a selfie. Yeah, or you could sort of just kind of stick it out here, and then you'd have your lens here and still have the ability to have your phone with the wireless setup. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Let's dive further in and see what else do we have here. We have a tripod. Okay, so it's not the same one I was showing you guys. Yeah, it's not the good one. So not too keen. They didn't give you this tripod. This, in my opinion, is way better. Like, you press this, you can rotate it, and then you let go and it stays still. But you can obviously create different edges. So I made, oh, it won't fit in here. Shucks, it's okay. So we've got this. We're gonna screw this into the bottom, which means I could probably stick on this very powerful Anycubic RGB light that I could probably sort of stick on here if I really wanted to increase my setup, and it still becomes a very manageable setup. Comica has also another vlogging setup that I also purchased and gave to my niece because she wanted to be a vlogger. That one has an attached microphone that goes sort of on top like that. Again, it just adds that extra layer of like, what is that when a person's vlogging? If you have the money and the means to purchase a wireless setup, I highly recommend you do so. One of the biggest differences between the Comica WS60 and some of the other setups like this one or the more expensive setups is that this guy specifically has the ability to tune in on a frequency for both channels without creating interference. The more cell phones and the larger the crowd, the more interference you're going to have. So these work really, really well with loads of people around, lots of crowds. So on the side of this module, you have your A and B dials. This is to control the volume that's coming out when you're outputting. The really cool thing is, yes, you can actually plug this into an external power bank with a USB-C connector. So that is really cool. You also have your output jack and your headphone jack. More than likely what I will end up doing is I will probably add a cheese plate at the bottom going out this way, and then I will probably add the ability to mount a power bank, so that way I can feed the power bank into this and into the cell phone simultaneously. Now I have this little iWalk with built-in cables. Let's plug this in actually and have this turn on anyway. So we're gonna power this on right now. Okay, so we hold it for 1.5 seconds. Hopefully you guys can see. Alright, so this monitor can be powered through USB-C, and so can our receivers. You can get yourself a tiny little power bank replacing these AAA batteries. Each one of these has a 1/4 inch thread, so you can mount it, you know, to any sort of mounting system. But we both know that this is obviously going to be in your pocket. So we're gonna plug this in now. So let's see what else is in this unit here. Obviously we're gonna get our mics. Now the mics by Comica are always top notch in my opinion, so I'm expecting the same quality from these guys. Let's see how long this is. I mean, you really just need to go from your shirt to your pocket, but sometimes these are too long or too short. So you know what, I wish this was just a little longer, even though I can definitely see that this will fit my pocket. In general applications, this is a pretty good length. Now let's plug this into our input, and now you'll note that something else happened here. You've got mic in. So now we're gonna test this. Hello, testing 1 2 3, and you're seeing the volume bar move. Hello, testing 1 3. So it's working quite nicely. If you wanted to mute this for whatever reason, maybe somebody else is talking and you don't want to have your audio in, you can simply click this, short press it, and then once that's red, that means it's muted. But on here, as you can see, it's still enabled. This will control which channel and frequency to set your transmitter to. Your AB button determines whether or not this transmitter will act as channel A or channel B. The little button right next to it is your low cut function filter. If it's set to a straight line, it's in normal recording mode. If you switch it to this little L line, then it's going to enable the low cut function filter. It's used to cut out the low frequency part of the audio source, such as chirping, any crowd noise. So if you're in a group of people, you probably want to have this on, and the main audio source will be a little more crisp. I wanted to show you just a couple more features here of the main receiver unit. So This button CHA, CHB is what controls the channels, the frequency channels that are synced with the unit itself. So let me just put this guy on here. So you can see that channel 8 is right now on channel 6, so this is going to be the most optimum frequency. Obviously, if I change this to channel 7 or 8, for example, you probably want to make sure you sync channel 7 and 8 as well. So we would basically go in here and then change this to 8. Just like that. Now here at the bottom here, this switch controls whether you're using a smartphone or a DSLR. Very important, even though you would think it's not. So make sure if you are plugged into DSLR, you're going to click here, and this icon is going to switch to a little camera. And if you go this way, it's going to switch to a little cell phone. The battery icon next door is obviously showing you the battery level. And this little switcher M and S stands for mono and stereo. Alright, so what else do we have? It also came with, and this is a very important cable, this will connect to your camera to make sure that the audio is recorded into your phone. They also provided us with a USB-C connector, and we've got brackets for our receivers. Go into your pocket, and it doesn't obstruct the 1/4 inch thread. And we've got one more thing in this box, and this is the very heavy duty mounting system for the tripod. They could have provided us with this tripod, but instead they gave us this little ball. Now I'm not very happy with it because it just kind of adds that extra height to it, but let's install it anyway. So you can take this and mount it on your DSLR very easily, but it also has a 1/4 inch thread, so you can add it on here and then have this sort of move around. Okay, so that's on, that's sort of like flying around. It's not too bad, I suppose. Let's get this out of the way for now. So this is our mounting system now. If you want to make sure you lock this in place, you just kind of turn this until, yeah, it's good. We have 2 microphones, which means we should also have 2 wind muffs. And indeed we do. Now let's turn this on. So you got your A and B, so you can switch this one to be receiver A or B. You can press channel, and channel will switch between 11 different frequencies. This shows that the mic is in, so if we were to speak into the mic, testing, you can see that the output is working quite nicely. And if you guys don't know, Comica makes really good little mics. And like I said, it came with a wind muff as well, so you can obviously use these in outdoor environments. The cable itself is long enough to attach to a lapel and have this in your pocket along with your power bank. Now let's turn this on as well. We're going to take another power bank and we're going to connect this one to here. Alright, so this is on. Now let's take a look at here. You're going to note that you got your A and your B. So right now these 2 greens are flashing, meaning that it's not really picking them up. So right now I'm setting channel B on frequency 5. So now we need to make sure that we change this on frequency. Oh, it's actually on frequency 6. So let's change B to frequency 6. Alright, there we go. That's for A and B. Let's control this one only. So we've right now got B selected only, and we turned off A. And now we're going to take channel A and we're going to plug a little tiny power bank so we can power this guy. And now let's turn this on. Alright, So even something as little as this can power this guy, which is amazing. But again, remember to add your batteries just in case, because this will be in your pocket. And of course, unless you have a dedicated person who's going to be looking at that screen, making sure the channels are working the entire time, you may not necessarily see this. But if you're doing everything on your own, then you obviously want to make sure that you have batteries in here as a backup precaution in case this for some reason turns off, runs out of juice, or you press a button, or this cable comes out. You never know. So now we see that the channel is A0, and on here we have disabled channel A. So we're going to put this in the center, and then this will make sure that both of them are on. The static green light means that the channel is working. So if I'm going to turn this off, this is channel A. A is going to start flashing because obviously it's not working. If I turn that on, then A almost immediately is going to start to work, which is brilliant. All right, so now we've got both channels sync. You can see that the audio is picking up on both channels right now, which is great as well. Now we could obviously plug in headphones in here and hear our output. Instead, what we're going to do is we're actually going to start recording directly into this phone that's recording this. This will connect to your camera to make sure that the audio from here is recorded into your phone. If we were to plug this in and to the receiver, well, then anything that those are picking up is going to be recorded on this unit. But we're not going to test with the DSLR, we're going to test with our phone. So we're going to take this, we're going to plug this into output. All right, make sure it's in there. All right, and now we're going to take this and plug this in directly into the phone. So which means I have to stop this particular microphone from recording. So from now on, anything that we're going to say is going to be recorded through those wireless transmitters. All right, so right now I am speaking through channel A receiver, even though channel B is also picking up the audio. I'm gonna go and move channel B into a completely different room, so when I speak from channel A, you will not be able to hear anything that I'm saying. All right, so at this point, I have placed channel B into the closet, which is about 9 feet away from the receiver itself. I'm speaking through channel A right now, and it's right on my lapel. I'm going to bring a wind muff because we're going to go outside and do a test as well. All right, first we need to make sure even though you can hear, we're going to set the channel A to frequency 6. Testing, 1, 2, 3. All right. Okay, at this point I am on channel A of the Comica WS60 Combo TX, and I'm 10 feet away from the receiver inside. Okay. Let me just grab my shoes, and I actually have my wind muff. At this point, I'm about 15 feet away from the receiver, still indoors, and this is the audio quality. At this point, I'm about 22 feet away from the receiver, and again, I'm indoors. At this point, I am 30 feet away from the receiver on still channel 6, and channel B is still upstairs in the closet. Now we're going to go outside without the wind muff. And just so you know, it's currently winter, and we are about 100 feet away from a main road. So there will be some traffic and there will be some rain and some wind. All right, so at this point we are outside. I am not using a wind muff at this point. It's a windy, rainy day, and we are about 60 feet away from the receiver. All right, so we have just taken off our windscreen protector, and we are currently in the process of putting on the wind muff, and this is with the wind muff. Again, this has been the Comica WS60 Combo TX mini portable wireless system for your DSLR and your smartphone. On the next video, we're going to go over and try and do a test in a very, very busy crowd full of people. So make sure you tune on that video. All right, so I am back upstairs now recording through the plugged-in smartphone microphone. All in all, is this setup worth it? I would say definitely. However, you probably want to invest in little portable USB-C power banks, things like this, so you can make sure that you always have the power. So that's it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have and you found it helpful, please click the button. And as always, like, share, and subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and I'll see you on the next one.